So good afternoon, y'all. So I am so excited for today. This is my last full day in Chiang Mai, but I'm not in Chiang Mai right now. I'm about 2 hours north of Chiang Mai. I drove up with Ryan and Rebecca Stowell, and they run a group called the Seed of Hope. And it's super cool. They're a great charity here. So they have helped build a dormitory for some marginalized group of people called the Akha people, and they're like they're refugees essentially from the civil war in Burma. So they've got a dormitory here for 30 people to come get schooling and everything. And yeah, it's super inspiring. And they're Colorado expats. They've been here for 6 years. They have their 2 sons with them here, and they just do so much cool positive work. So they're going to take me around today. We're going to do a little tour of the dormitory, meet some of the kids, and go to some of these Akha villages and see their way of life. And I am super excited for this. I've been wanting to work with this group for so long. And also, I'm doing an Instagram takeover today for my buddy's company, C4 Belts, who does a lot of work with them. So it's going to be a busy day, but I am super excited. I'm feeling energized, and I'm just happy to be here. So let's get it started.
All starting about a year ago. This is the meeting hall, the dining hall, and the kitchen over on this end. We can go take a look. So this is where all the meetings happen daily with the students. This last year we had 30 students. You can see the pictures of them on the wall there. And they're all back in the villages now for their summer break. And there's a northern Burmese guy and his wife who are in their mid-70s, and they make these for a living. And you can't find panels like this that I know of in Thailand, except for this guy. He brings his skill from northern Burma, pretty far away from here, and makes all kinds of different beautiful patterns of bamboo. And apparently these walls will last, if you put a little protective coat on them, they'll last 30 years. So very, very durable material. It's kind of a typical dorm situation. Bath and shower house is separate from the dorm itself. A little bit of a storage room in here. Don't worry about your shoes, just come on in. So it's pretty quiet and empty right now, but typically there's a lot of chatter and a lot of noise going on, a lot of activity going on when all of the kids are here at the dorm. It hasn't been inhabited for a few weeks, so it looks kind of like a ghost town here right now. But anyway, this was the second building that was built on the property here. Pigs are raised, chickens are raised, so there's eggs, there's chickens, there's pigs, so we got to go check out the pigs now. It's got a few males, a few females, and a litter of 12 were born about 2 months ago.
Oh, they're so excited they want food.
Yeah, here's the latest addition to the family. Yeah, so everything you see covered over there is rice. It's rice with the hull still on, which as they use it, they'll pour it into this machine, and it'll separate the chaff from the rice. The chaff goes out the wall here and goes into a bucket, becomes pig food. On the right is all corn for feed, which they grew themselves. So on the right here, you can drop corn, dried corn, and coffee with the hull on. It will separate it out. And this side for rice. So this was the latest purchase about a month ago. It's about $500 American. But this is where their house is going to be. It'll be the new dorm parent house, strategically located near the boys' dorm to keep an eye on those boys, keep them from escaping. And just kidding. Her and her husband, I could talk all day about just how awesome and inspiring they are as people. Very, very little financial means in their life story, but putting their hands to work that they know what they can do. They know what they can do with their hands and do good things. So we'll show you a little bit about that. right now, we're at 5,000 feet above sea level in a high mountain village in Thailand where some of the Seed of Hope students come from. And a lot of the kids in northern Thailand live very, very far away from school. And so the Seed of Hope dorm is a place where it's a dormitory where kids can come stay during the school year, and so they have access to education.
All right, y'all, so Ryan has brought me to the first village we're gonna visit, and we're about to sit down and try some of their like local coffees and teas that they make here. Yeah, super excited. I love my coffee, and I've never had it, you know, like super fresh like this. So this is gonna be pretty interesting, and maybe I'll get to roast some coffee too.
Upon us, giving your life for the ones that you love. It's the reason I live for. Now that I'm here, I want you to know we are a culture of love. We must fight for the freedom of love. This is the kingdom of love. We must defend the culture of love. Hey, we live our life, temptations among us, taking up people, surviving the front line, walking this life with the struggles before us. That's the purpose for us to press forward. Seeing this world crumble down with shame, we must stand to conquer. We must remember the strength we proclaim, because we are culture. Knowing our people is hard to restrain. The teachings we've grown to know, all of our knowledge we seem to forget. That's what's killing us slowly, giving our life for our young to survive. It is a circle of life. These are our reasons we must stand to unite. We are a culture of love. Culture of love. We must fight for the freedom of love. We must fight for the freedom. This is the kingdom of love. Over the kingdom. Culture of love. We are a culture of love. We must fight for the freedom of love. This is the kingdom of love. Don't you know it's the kingdom? We must defend our culture of love. Take it back. We are a culture of love. We must fight for the freedom of love. This is the kingdom of love. We must defend our culture of love.
I moved to Dasket at Chiang Mai, and helping my parents to take care of the kids at Cedar Hope. First year we have seven people. That's 7 people. That's my cousin. So we start that, and so very happy because first time we start with my cousin, and then another years we have people from village to come, and parents trust us to take care of them, and we love to take care of them because my parents want to see many Akha people. They have good future and get good education to help them parents, because many Akha people and many families, the kids' families, they have problem. Their family have a problem. Have some family drunks, and some family fighting, and some family use the kids to find to get money to take care of family. So they don't have opportunity to go to school. So that's why we have a Cedar Hope and take care of them. And my family want to continue to helping so many people, not just Akha people, Lahu, Lisu, Thai, whatever, we can take care of them because we want them to have education and to have a good job, a good, what do you say?
Good future.
Yeah, good future. Yeah.
My name is Ryan Stowell. This is my wife Rebecca, and we are the project directors for the Seed of Hope project in northern Thailand. So about 6 years ago, took a position to manage a conference retreat center here in Thailand, and we took the position. It got us out of the restaurant business, and we, after moving to Thailand and going through some culture shock and trying to figure out the language and culture and everything, we met a couple named Lopan Bairak from the Akha people group, and we were invited to come out and see their project, their operation. So we came out for a dinner one night and just fell in love with the kids. They were taking care of 27 kids at the time, and it was kind of a shock. I've never seen anyone who's trying to take care of 27 kids, and so it was a little chaotic each time we went out there, but in the process we began to see the heart of Lopan Bairak and what their intention was, and we began to hear more of their story, and the story really began to how do you say it? It started to really grab us at a heart level, and we began to ask more questions, and could just really feel the draw into the story that of where they had come from and where they were and what they were doing. So probably the most intriguing thing about their story is that anyone over the age of 30 or 40 from their people group, they're not from Thailand. They moved from Burma. We've heard of others moving from China, but just stories of incredible hardship and difficulty living as a minority in a country where corruption reigns, and just stories of people just surviving, literally surviving to stay away from corrupt military, people who would come to their village and just take anything they wanted, and take hostages at gunpoint. So this is what they fled from. Came to Thailand, and they weren't necessarily welcomed here either. And I grew up in middle class America, and Rebecca did too. And so just to observe people who've gone through real hardship was very moving, and making the most out of what they had. And we'd find a lot of reasons in America not to take care of 27 kids who were in need. But they had a lot more reasons than we would ever have not to do that. But they said, we're going to do this.
So one of our goals at the dorm is to help the kids receive an education, because they come from very remote villages where there are no schools, and when the government has tried to put in schools, they don't work out because there's no teachers that want to stay in the remote villages. So they're quite a ways up in the mountains, and it takes a long time to get down to the public schools. So that's one of our main goals.
So the Seed of Hope has 3 objectives. First is spiritual formation, second is access to education, and third is sustainable life skills or sustainability.
Yeah, so I think my passion to get up every day is just for these kids. I love these kids so much, and it's great to know that we're helping them pursue a better future and future generations. They're great, and I love them.
I'd say for me is time spent in building relationships. I feel like Lopa's like a brother to me, and we've spent enough time together, working together, struggling through communication, through language barrier together. But there's this friendship, this brotherhood. We understand each other deeply. That there's a great mission here to help these kids gain access to education, to teach them spiritual wisdom, to teach them that there's a better way than living in addiction or running off into things that will cause them a lot of strife and harm in life, and to show them there are some skills that they can build into their lives that will help them to be able to support their families in the future.
So there's many challenges that we face as an organization, and one of them that I can think of off the top of my head right now is we need to drill for a well. Currently they're using city water, and they run out daily, so you're not sure when you're going to have water and when it's going to run out. So we need to do that and buy some storage tanks so we can store the water.
Yeah, so I would ditto that. There's financial challenges, just the monthly budget to take care of the kids. We did the math, and to take care of one student for all of their food, boarding costs, school fees, uniforms, it's about $160 a month. And a lot of people think, well, I don't really have enough to give that would make an impact. But in developing countries like this, the dollar it goes a long ways. It really does. And so anything helps. We have good financial accountability through the Family Connection Foundation. All the money goes through the foundation. All money has to be accounted for through receipts. All of the accounts have to be balanced, and reports submitted to the foundation once a month. And so I appreciate working under an organization that is holding the highest standards when it comes to financial accountability.
So there are a lot of things that we're excited about, and currently one of the things that I'm personally excited about is we just hired dorm parents, a young couple that is just moved on the grounds today, and we're just super excited to have them as part of our team. They're going to be great.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see indigenous people in Thailand really taking the baton and running with this. And I know that there's kind of this old model of foreign workers coming over and kind of taking over and creating a program and then walking away, and then it dies. And so we're really trying to be conscious of that, and we want this to be organic. We want this to be natural. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times I'm the one who's gaining so much more. Hearing the life stories of Lopa and Bayrak, and now the two dorm parents that are coming, I feel like they have invested in my life in ways that will change me forever. And so just this partnership to work together with people who I have incredible respect for their spiritual walk with God and the way that they model their lives. They're not perfect, they make mistakes, but there is this thread within their lives that is this undying commitment to their faith in God. And that's what I want. I want to be more like that. And so I feel like there's this partnership of us growing together as we do life together, which is very unique because we come from such different backgrounds, different languages and different cultures, but there's this thread of unconditional love that is really a driving force that we want to not only grow in together, but also to convey that to the kids as well and teach them. What does the world need to know? I would say the world needs to know that there is great joy in serving others, and there is great joy in living in a story that's bigger than yourself. To live in a story that's bigger than just me. And I think this, just as humans, we just tend to focus on our needs and our desires and what we want. But to live in a story that's bigger than that, I think is what God calls us to do, is to live in a bigger story, the story that He has for us. And that means sometimes a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of joy in that journey, but there's also pain. But through that pain, there's some great lessons to be learned too. So I know a lot of you are watching James's videos as he travels the world, and I'm just learning about charitable nomads, and I think it's awesome. The 3 points he has: to travel, to give, and to love. And so I just want to challenge you, as you're out there traveling the world, think about where your dollar's going. Think about, what am I impacting? Who am I impacting as I travel? Traveling should be fun. It should be a learning experience. You should be having a blast when you travel. But there's a lot of ways that you can impact by how you travel and what organizations do you partner with. And yeah, there's just a lot of ways to benefit the world by how you travel.
So how can you get involved? The easiest way is to go to our website, seedofhopethailand.org, and you can find all kinds of information on there, and there's a place that you can donate securely.
And another way you can get involved is buy a belt from C4 Belts. Every time you buy a belt from C4, there's a portion of that sale that goes to great causes like the Seed of Hope.